Welcome to the first episode of our podcast. I'm your host, Justinas Beinarus, a general semantics practitioner. Today we'll learn how not to be an asshole. Free courses. Everybody is invited. This podcast is a little different from podcasts you know. This podcast, you can participate. You can go to our website and record an audio up to 5 minutes and upload it. Give a small lecture, comment on what was said previously. Share your vision for general semantics. You can read something, sing if you want, play music if you want. Everything is possible. So I want everybody to participate. Disinformation. Wrong maps lead to wrong territory. Think of curling sports. From a practical point of view, the effect of brooms used by sweepers on trajectory of stones sliding across an icy surface seems dubious, but the more you ignore it, the more you lose. In the same way, teams of politically and economically motivated sweepers use words like brooms to steer a stone of truth as far away from the center as possible, so that winning for the other team is hard. Maybe disinformation can't win you war, but it can win you a battle, and the more battles you win, closer you are to winning war. Who are the map makers? Disinformers. Disinformers are map makers and misinformers are map users who either fool themselves or fool other people into believing false things. Misinformers are not conscious of abstracting, but disinformers are. They know they are lying and choose to continue doing so for personal, political, economical gains. And yet, even though they know that they are doing wrong, they can't stop doing what they are doing because of selfish motives. Or in Korzybski's terms, copying animals in their responses. They simply can't stop. Finally, we have war on disinformation and all attempts to stop it, labeling articles, fact-checking organizations, education on social media use, etc. War on disinformation is a kind of hate the hater that got Horowitz, a general semanticist from Canada, author of book Radical General Semantics, talks about in his lectures. Higher order hate cancels lower order hate. So, how do we general semanticists differentiate between real and unreal? First, fact-checking. Everything must be grounded in object level at some point. Second, mantra. All things are both real and unreal, to a degree. Some things are more real than others. Some things are not real because for them to be real, it would require a structural impossibilities. Having said this, I invite you to listen to audio clips from our podcast listeners.
My name Rimantas. I describe myself as a psychological behavioral consultant, generalized vision researcher, editor by applying general semantics, author of book about human behavior and communication. I studied the Venus project for 10 years. It took hundreds of hours of video lectures, books written by American futurist Jacques Fresco. In general, I study more than 20 disciplines: mathematics, physics, chemistry, agriculture, nutrition, general semantics, biology, behavioral science, industrial design, economics, politics, metaphysics, the arts, and connecting all directions together to solve today's problems, such as soil degradation, waste of resources, pollution, conflicts, homelessness, unemployment, wars, poverty, and hunger. I am not here to prove my opinion, but to assist and inform you. What I am saying may make you angry, but don't think I am your enemy. What I am saying is based on the study of the Venus project, but some information may not match the content of it. I am still learning. I am not finished yet. So a lot of people has been trying for thousands of years to answer the questions. what are thoughts, what is mind, what is God, what are emotions. In other words, what is what I want. But an engineer never says what is an airplane. Only the passenger says so. He say ailerons, wings, wheels, turbine. It all makes that thing fly, so he knows more, because he talks about what's going on, not about what is. Is means to exist, and he can get the job and money for that news. You can only say it is a filter of fuel, it is a battery, it is an engine when a car breaks down, but the mechanical can pull out the worn fuel filter and continue driving without it. If you don't know how the machine works, you're just crashing the head. I am not saying that man is a machine, but I am saying that emotions, thoughts, minds of creation is all work on a mechanistical principle. The sunflower itself does not turn to the sun makes it turn. The sailboat itself is not moving, the wind is pushing it. The plant itself does not grow. The behavior is determined by water, nutrition, oxygen. Human behavior always is determined by environment. You can't think about anything without your environment. Do you know what it means? You don't speak on your minds. When you say I think in my mind, you see sound images based on associative memory only, which means that these images were created by your environment. And if you want to change these images, you have to change the environment. All your thoughts is connected with other people's thoughts in your culture. Other ways, when you tell them something, they will not imagine what you are saying. You have no individuality. So I am talking about behavioral technology. What isn't taught in schools because you can't get money for that. But it is most missing part in our society. The technology of behavior is taught by the Venus project, without which this project would not be possible. And general semantics is required to summarize that technology. The Venus project studies do more appropriate way to get love, healthy or happiness. I mean to study a lot of various directions for all society. Looks more appropriate to me than to study one direction for profit. You know, selfish goals in the university. Because only profit matters in business. Consider, for example, how the future may change by applying general semantics. If you say children in Africa needs food is not enough, you must show how to get it. It looks not enough to say that all people needs love. You need to provide those needs, not just saying, this is what we need, like you should stop smoking. You need to show how to do it. We just say, I wish you a good weekend. The question, why not a good life? Why just a weekend? Or when I say I go to the store, maybe you want to join. You know exactly what I'm talking about, but when you say think logically, to me, I say I am going to think logically. Do you want to join? And you say what you mean by that. I study general semantics not because it's interesting to me, but because it's more appropriate way to behave if you want to survive. If you still don't get me, they say I hate the Polish. Why they never ask, what do you think? Why I hate Polish? It looks more appropriate. Why do you think I hate Filipinos, Mexicans, or Jewish? See no one who communicating like that. Our language seems structurally unchanged since the time of Aristotle. We are doing a slowdown culturally and socially, while in technology we are highly advanced. People today don't know what they really want because in us language is missing the studies of structure of it. We never react about the idea that we are talking and how we doing it. while we work with electricity or drive a car or washing knives. We almost always reacting about what we're doing. The problem of homelessness or war or poverty can be solved by changing our values and behavior, and it looks impossible to do without studying general semantics.
Yoko Ono, 3 Spoons, 1967.
Yoko Ono, 3 Spoons, 1967.
Ono's presentation of 4 spoons with the contradictory caption,
Ono's presentation of 4 spoons with a contradictory caption,
3 spoons is about illusional beliefs, illusional situations.
3 spoons is about illusional beliefs, illusional situations,
Illusional relationships.
illusional relationships.
I've realized that the maps in our minds have very little to do with
I've realized that the maps in our minds have very little to do with
reality. I think it's possible to see a chair as it is, but when you burn,
reality. I think it's possible to see a chair as it is, but when you burn
the chair, you suddenly realize that the chair in your head did not
the chair, you suddenly realize that the chair in your head did not
burn or disappear. The 4th spoon represents that extraneous
burn or disappear. The 4th spoon represents the extraneous.
the unnoticed, and the missing.
From Yes, Yoko Ono, 2001.
From Yes, Yoko Ono, 2001.
So these are all recordings that we got. The first recording was from Rimantas, and the second was from Horowitz and Shanon Bell. And indeed, if you Google 4 spoons Yoko Ono, you can see the original image from the art gallery, which shows 3 spoons, and there's a place for the 4th spoon, but it's missing. But nevertheless, the label is 4 spoons. Yoko Ono was a girlfriend of John Lennon. You know, today I think, why are we still listening to Bob Marley? I mean, the reggae musicians of today, they are still singing the songs of Bob Marley. Nothing original. Maybe all those songs are like directions where we need to go, and we haven't reached the destination yet. We are still learning from these people. Thank you for listening. I'll be waiting for your audio recordings, and until next time.